So we are back. We are back. We are back. All right. No, I do not. Look, no, I do not. 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 I do not work for this company anymore, so I honestly don't give a fuck either. Okay. So it's so funny. I've been talking about Adam and Eve. Um, I've been talking about Adam and Eve for like a good minute right now. It's actually came up in multiple conversations. So I wanted to talk about procrastination, right? I wanted to talk about the cult of procrastination. And what's funny is, what is this on my, oh, well, I guess it's like lit. Look, I'm looking in the video. I'm like, what the hell is this all over my shirt? But it's lit. Alright. Let me go to mine. Hold on a second.
Daddy is outside.
Okay. They so funny. Okay, so let me not get caught up in that. Look, let me not get caught up in that. I'm so silly. Alright, so let's delete this. And so I wanted to talk about procrastination. How procrastination is a cult of its own, right? Procrastination. And when the cult be culting, the cult be culting, okay? Now, what I spoke on before, and I'm gonna say it now. All right, dear divine, please bless and charge me with the energy to bring a balance to my complete being, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and all of that good stuff. I'm at my table now, y'all. I can talk. I'm at my table, so I am going to burn Mary. I want to burn Mary untying the knots. Let me go get that incense. Well, you know what? I'm gonna burn against jealousy. Alright, so I call in the energy that needs to be. Jama Khalid, Jama Durga, about to Sri Saeed, may peace be with all of us. All right. Thank you so much, Mother Mary. So y'all, I am super excited about the next lesson that I have. I'm super excited about the next lesson that I have to teach. Because it really helps free people from the cult of procrastination. Okay. The reason why I said that procrastination is a cult is because it is an energetic pull. It is an energetic pull. In cults, what they do is they pull you energetically away from, away from what you need to individually be doing. All right. It's fucking gang stalking. That's what it is. So, so as human beings, right? As human beings, we naturally have this thing where we care, right? And procrastination shows up in our life. Procrastination shows up in our life in different ways. It shows up in our life as an emotion. It shows up in our life as compassion. It shows up as empathy, sympathy. It shows up as grief. It shows up as expectations, or either there's other ways that it shows up as well too. In order to keep you from, I don't want to say being abundant. That's one way, right? But sometimes people think abundance is just about money, but it shows up as a way to keep us just stuck. So I had a moment. Let me tell y'all a story, right? I had this moment where, and I'll give you guys two examples. So I had this moment last year, okay? Actually, I can give you guys three examples. The first one was grief. How procrastination hit me in the moment of grief. Okay. When my son had transitioned, everybody knows the story. If you don't know the story, I'm not gonna tell the story today, right? When my son transitioned, I was actually upset, angry. I was angry with my spirit team. Okay, I was angry with my spirit team. I wasn't actually like angry with a person yet, because I didn't know the drifts of it. I just was angry with my spirit team. And I was angry and upset with my spirit team because when we were in the hospital, yes, I did get signs. Yes, I seen my spirit team at the hospital. I seen my son's spirit team at the hospital as well too, but I didn't know his spirit team, right? I was not really familiar with it. Like, all of my kids are familiar with my spirit guide because my spirit guide is around here, right? 24/7, 7 days a week. I do the work. I call him in. He's sitting right here. You get what I'm saying? So, everybody was familiar, and they also know my dowser rods. And so, thank you so much, Divine. All right. Let's smoke them out. Okay. So they know and they see me do my dowser rods. They respect what I do or whatnot. And so, and I've actually allowed my kids, even though you should not do this, y'all. You should not do this unless you are very, 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 very aware in advance. Your spiritual tools. Nobody should touch your spiritual tools, right? Nobody should touch your spiritual tools. However, I did let my kids see my dowser rods twice, okay? Before Sakai transitioned, like way before he transitioned, I actually let him use my dowser rods. I just got confirmation. Okay, I let him use my dowser rods. And everybody knows, is this the pair? So I have two pairs of dowser rods. I'm not going to pull the other pair out because they're a personal pair. Okay, but this is the collective pair. I did not let them use the collective pair. They actually used my personal pair, right? And so, this, I let them use the dowser rods, and I let my spirit guide, like, talk to them, and I asked them if I was helping build my kids' intuition, okay? And I was asking them, what did they hear? Now, at the same time, I did I don't know how to explain this, but I could also hear what was being said, okay? And I would ask them, what did they hear? And it just was like little things, little things. And I was helping build their intuition, okay? And this actually works. It does take time, does take practice, all right? Thank you so much, Spirit. They're going to hug me. Back to center, because my spirit guide is here. Okay, thank you so much. And he's just saying yes, all right? So, and I don't want him to talk when I talk, even though he is talking while I'm talking. Okay, but he'll talk through the dowser rod, so I don't want that right now, okay, because they'll be swinging, they'll be talking, and it just look like we talking and saying the same thing, okay? So, I did, and I'm talking about procrastination, right? So, my kids are very familiar with my spirit guide being, right? And so, I was upset when my son transitioned, because Ben came, I was picking up my dow's rides for a minute for a reason. So Ben actually came before everything was getting ready to come down, and I didn't understand why he was so close to me. I was getting downloads, I was getting messages about death. Not as if like I was gonna die, but he was giving me a lot of downloads on how to handle death, how to handle grief, what to do. My sister was doing a ancestral planting the seeds. Let me say that's what it was. It was called planting the seeds. And at the time I wanted to do it, but something told me don't do that right now. Don't do that right now, right? Don't do that right now. And planting the seeds has a lot to do with the ancestors. It has a lot to do with Gay, which is, you know, all right. So it has a lot to do with the ancestors, the planting the seeds passage. And my sister was doing it. So my spirit team was preparing everybody around me in some form or fashion, right? And so when it happened, when the transition actually happened, it was the day after someone's birthday, very close to me. It was the day, not even a day, like it was hours after someone's birthday. We had came home from being out, and it's so crazy because that the day before it was like so, like I was just shocked the day before. Like I'm like, did we just crash a wedding? Like we crashed, like Sakai. I didn't crash the wedding. Sakai crashed the wedding, right? Sakai and Jackie, actually. Sakai, Jackie, Nas, and Sire crashed the wedding, and me and T and our daughter was kind of like on the back end, just like, they crazy. They all in there dancing, eating the people food and, you know, their desserts, and they're the only black people that's there, first of all. Everybody in that wedding was white, okay? We the only black people there. So that was abnormal, because my child is shy, okay? Well, he's an introvert. I won't say he's shy, but he's a very much so an introvert, right? And so it was abnormal, but we had a good time. We had a really good time. When we got home, we sung happy birthday. And it's so funny that particular birthday, the theme of it was Oshun. Okay? The theme of it was Oshun. And so her energy was also present in what was happening. We had bumblebees everywhere. We had honey jars everywhere. And I made the cake and everything. And we all sung happy birthday, you know, gave our daughter her gifts. And then we went our separate ways. I was asleep, woke up, and I was asleep. It was a few hours, woke up, and that's what was happening, right? And so my son was going through his transition. And so I was upset. And it's very funny that Archangel Raphael kept coming to me. Like, he kept coming to me. And that's the healing Archangel, right? But it's also my Archangel. It's mine, okay? Like, everybody has an assigned Archangel. Everybody has an assigned Archangel. Don't think it's just based off, like, your birth chart or anything like that. Just don't think. Just let them come and tell you. Look, let them come and tell you. So Archangel Raphael kept coming to me, and it just was different. Everything was different, right? And so I was upset. I was upset. I was angry. I was beyond upset. Upset is something you can come down to, downset, right? I was angry. And so and we're talking about procrastination, y'all. And so what I did was, when I got home, I did everything I was supposed to do, during his transition. I did the rituals, I did the praying, I did the candles, I did the, going to my spiritual guides. Not like spiritual guides, the ones that you can't see, but like, the ones in physical form. I did everything. Ritual wise, I did everything. I remained calm a little bit. I remained calm a little bit. There was a anti-energy around my child's father, and they kind of got that anger and energy kind of got the best of me, and I kind of spazzed out on them a little bit. But it's so crazy because that was a witch. She was a witch, y'all. She was a witch anyway. So I did spaz out on her a little bit, but then I calmed down and was like, you know what? So there's this thing in procrastination that when I'm procrastinating, I ask spirit to like snap 3 times or whatnot. And so what ended up happening was, as I was spazzing out on this witch, my ex-mother-in-law, I still consider her my mother-in-law, right? My mother-in-law, she snapped. And so I used her as a spirit guide, and she snapped me right back into place. Like 1, 2, 3, right? And I was like, you know what? This shit don't even matter. It don't even matter. We're arguing over, we're having a dispute. We wasn't arguing. We're having a dispute over an obituary. But I forgot that you also lost the child as well too. So let me chill. Let's go ahead and finish it. Like, let's finish what we was doing. We finished it. It came out beautiful. It came out beautiful, y'all. Beautiful. My son's coding recipes. All right, Sakai's coding recipes of life. It is beautiful. Okay, it's a book. This is the front. This is the back. Okay. It is super beautiful. Life goals is to be the best fryer cook Bikini Bottom has ever known. Most likely to make every day better. I love it. Okay, I love it. He is perfect, okay? So we had the beverages, the appetizers, the bread and the butter, the entrees, the additions, the sides, and the dessert, okay? And so, yeah, this is, and then I have his dedication page. The page is not numbered, okay? We're just like me and him. And then the beverages is him and his dad. I loved it. I love it. It was perfect. And look at my baby. Look at my baby drinking his wine. That was his 16th birthday. It was very funny. Yeah. Very cute. Very funny. I love it. He is perfect. So, procrastination though, y'all. Procrastination. So, okay. So I literally, when that happened, I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this work anymore. Okay? I'm not going to do this work anymore. I can't do this work. I literally was like, how can I be a healer and this happened, right? And so as I was going through that moment of stillness, like I had grieved. I grieved, okay? I grieved. I don't know if there's a past tense here, or because I don't feel any grief, you know, like I don't feel. I have moments of emotional, right? But there's no grief. Like, I don't know how to explain it. There's no stuck sadness. You know, like I know that everything happens for a reason. I know death is not the ending. I know that, you know, my baby is here, you know. I know that my spirit guides is here. I know that, you know, if I call him to come to me or whatever the case, like I just had a dream about him last night, you know. And the thing is that there was this energy that wanted me to procrastinate, that wanted me to stop doing my spiritual work, that wanted me to pause, that, you know, there was this energy that was happening. And I was all fucking for it. I was like, I don't care, you know, like whatever. I don't care what nobody doing. I don't care what nobody's stealing from me. And at that point, my spiritual YouTube is not new, but it's fairly new. But I've been on other platforms doing spiritual work, right? I also do spiritual work in person. And so, I just seen an orb. So I just was like, I don't care. I don't care if somebody's taking shit off of this platform and reusing it over here and acting like they invented. I don't care, right? I do not care. And so with that being said, what I've come to realize is that was the first major lesson of procrastination, not what happened prior to. So when my son came to me, right? When my son came to me and I had booked this mediumship. I talked about this before. I booked this mediumship with a spiritualist, and unbeknownst to me was that this particular spiritualist will be one of the spiritualists that end up getting ghost bust, right? So and I didn't do it, but I was still working. I was still working with divine. I didn't do it. I didn't call this person out. I didn't end this person's career. This is what happened, y'all. This is what happened. I booked the reading with them. I booked the mediumship with them, right? And this is how spirit is still using me as a vessel. Here I am. I say, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing no spiritual work like that. I'm not doing no mediumships. I'm not doing any, I'm not doing any readings or anything like that. And I have people that's coming to me that don't know what happened, right? And they still want to book sessions. They don't know that my son transitioned or anything like that. If they wasn't someone that was close to me or they was online, they don't know what happened, right? And so I have people that was still like, trying to book, and I would just cancel their appointments. Eventually, I closed my particular booking page down, and so that could nobody book. And so I booked this reading for myself, a mediumship for myself. Now, y'all, I'm a medium. I can do a mediumship, right? If I have questions, I can do a mediumship. And so I booked a mediumship for myself because I was like, I'm not hearing anything. I'm not hearing anything. And I was getting mad. I wasn't hearing anything. So what happens is before I do a mediumship, I actually place myself in a protective bubble, right? A reading, I'm always, I'm always in a protective space. But a mediumship, there's actually something else that I have to do first before I do a mediumship, okay? Like I absolutely have to, because I have to make sure that the spirit doesn't crawl into my actual skin, right? And so, and I don't know how to explain that, but I'm not. So I booked this mediumship and I placed myself into my own spiritual bubble. And the girl is telling me, she's saying, hey, I'm gonna I'll be with you. Your session is starting in 15 minutes. Go ahead, set up your cup of water and your candle, which is something that I do in my mediumship as well. Get you a cup of water and have you a white candle. I'm also burning the candle, and I'm having a white cup. If it's like this, if it's in person, then we just need one setup, right? So I light my candle, I place my water, and I started praying my own prayer that I use for my mediumships, and I place myself in my protective space. And I'm saying the protective bubble, but it's actually something else. I place myself in my protective space. The minute I place myself in this protective space, I hear, I'm about to let you waste your money. And I heard my son. I'm like, what? Like, did I just hear this? And then he said it again loud, and my spirit guide, Ben, says it. So now I know Ben's voice, right? Well, I know his energy, his voice. I guess it's his voice, right? So I know when I hear him. Now, Sakai, this is my first time hearing Sakai in the spirit, okay? And so it was a very faint voice. It has since gotten stronger, but it was a very faint voice. My spirit guide has a very authoritative voice. He is military based, right? So he is saying, now he says it. First, I heard Sakai say it in a very low tone, like, I think he said, "Mine, you about to waste your money." And then I heard my spirit guide say, "I'm about to let you waste your money." And I was like, she about to give me the questions that I need answers. She is going to force y'all to talk to me because I have questions. I need answers. I need to know what this is. Now, the lady comes on to the reading. She, introduces herself and da-da-da-da-da. She tells me, how long she is. She tells me, we go through the motions of what most mediums go through. Same that I do. She kind of did it, it was a little extra, but it was fishing. So she tells me, she says, this was the first thing she said after she asked her questions. She says, do you do mediumships? And I said, yes. She said, oh, okay. Your spirit guides know that you have questions, but they say you can wait for the answers. I was like, God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. I was like, no, I don't want to wait for the answers. I really was upset after that reading. I was upset after that reading because it was not a mediumship. It was not a mediumship. Y'all look at that, Bentley. That's my spirit guide name, Bentley. So, that's not my spirit guide right there, but that's just confirmation. Okay, hi, Bentley. So, my spirit guide literally had, when she was asking certain questions, he was also saying certain things, but I was blocking him out. She did not really give me a mediumship, and he was telling me, like, she does not have authorization to do what she's saying that she is doing. Okay? And I'm just like, be quiet. Like, I'm telling my spirit guide in my head, like, be quiet. I wasn't focused at all, y'all. This is actually, this is the notebook. This is the notebook. Because I was taking notes. I know it's a green notebook. Like, I had questions. Let me look at the date on the paper. Sakat. Here we go. Okay, 8:30. Y'all, this is so crazy. This is my brain. When my brain gets to braining, that's what my brain is. There we go. These was my questions. I'm not gonna show y'all that. But mediumship questions. These was my questions. 7. Okay. That I was asking questions like, how does he want us to honor his legacy? How would they like me to to help the boys myself heal from the loss? What are they doing in the spirit world? What is he doing in the spirit world? What does he enjoy? What does he enjoy about it? What has he seen? Oh, I asked, has he seen the waters? There was a particular set of waters that I had put out for him. I asked, had he seen the waters? What do my guys want me to know about, the relationship that we will have now? How can my guys tell me about how his death continues in my life purpose? Okay. How does his passing affect my current decision that I was making, which was that I no longer wanted to be a spiritualist. Like, I don't want to be a spiritualist. I don't want to be a healer. I don't want to do mediumships. I don't want to see no motherfucking ghosts. I don't want to see no spirits. I don't want to care about nobody else transitioning. My baby is gone and there's no point. That's like the energy that I was bringing to the reading, and they shut all that down. Okay. And then I also was asking questions about my spirit guide being. All right. And so every question that I asked her, because I would put them in there, she'd be like, I can't ask any questions. So anyway, she was like, I can't answer any of your questions. Like, your spirit team is not allowing me to answer any of your questions. So when that happens, back to procrastination, right? When that happens in a reading, this is why one should like a spiritualist should meditate before they book a session. Because if you meditate, the spirit guide is going to tell you whether or not you have permission to do certain things. All right. But if you rush and you just jump in it and you just do it, then they're not going to tell you anything. They're not going to tell you anything. Before I do a mediumship, I always meditate and I always ask questions like, do I have permission to do this? Do I have permission to call this spirit in? Do I have permission to channel this energy, or whatever the case is, right? And so we have to make sure that we are energetically given permission to read the energy. Okay, if not, then we are holding up our own, we just holding space and time, and it's a spiritual violation. But anyway, so after that, y'all know what's crazy? This set of dowser rods, they're actually broke, right? So I'm not swinging my fingers, I'm not turning my fingers at anything, and they'll still turn. Okay, that's how much energy comes through my hands. All right, they'll still turn. Like, I could just hold them like this. All right. This is how much energy. Can you show me a yes answer? All right. Can you show me a no answer? I'm not moving my hands, and this dowser rod will still turn. It's taking a long time because I'm pinching it closed, right? But if I was just to hold it like this, all right. Can you show me a yes answer? Can you show me a no answer? They'll still work. And this part is broken. But I'm never changing the dowser rods. These are my collective dowser rods. And then I have my own little personal set. Never changing those either. They're gonna have to run away from me. Alright. Alright, would y'all ever run away from me? No. Alright. No. They are. I love the dowsers. I love the dowser rods, okay? I love the Dodgerites, okay? And they hugging me. We love you too. That's what they're saying. We love you too, okay? My spirit team loves me and I love them too, okay? They be keeping me out of some shit, all right? So anyway, so procrastination is to keep us like from building up our protection shield, okay? Because when you procrastinate, you allow other things to feed you. You allow other things to, block you, to keep you in a certain space, all right? To keep you in a certain space. So, all right. So there's two things that I have to do, right? There's two things that I have to do. Oh, wait. That was one of the examples that I was giving y'all was grief. I was going to procrastinate. I was going to stop doing my healing sessions. Can y'all imagine? Because I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I'm like, what would I have did with that? I would have just been around here doing what? Going day to day? Let me do you a favor. There you go. So, let me do you a favor too. All right. No, I'm not. I am the Lord your guide. I am the Lord your guide. Give no regard. Leviticus 19:31. What chapter is Leviticus behind or before? There we go. I got it. Don't worry about it. What? Which one you say? Oh, 1931. So we'll go to 29 and then we'll read on, okay? 29. So Leviticus 29, and we'll read on, okay? 29. Do not prostitute the daughter, to cause her to be a whore, lest the land falls to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. 30. You shall keep my Sabbath and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defied by them. I am the Lord your God. 32. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear the God. I am the Lord. And 33. If a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, you shall not vex him. Okay, hex and hoes matter. 34. But the stranger that dwells with you shall be unto you, and one born among you shall love him as thyself, and he he were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Thou shalt do no unrighteousness in judgment. You ready? Okay. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in metriard in weight or measure. Just balances, just weights, and just him shall he have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore, you shall observe all of my statutes and all of my statutes and all of my judgments and do them. I am the Lord. So where does it say anything about a mediumship? I just wanted to know. Where does it say anything about mediums? Where? Because I just read it. I just read it. And, you know, there's other chapters in this particular Holy Bible that tells you that everybody has a gift, right? That everybody has a gift. Wizards. Mediums aren't wizards, though. Mediums aren't wizards. Sorcerers. Mediums aren't sorcerers. And it doesn't say sorcerers. Okay? Sorcerers and wizards and warlocks and witches, they're all different things. Yeah, they're all different things. You have been informed too. Okay? So the minute that we stop, like, you know, it also says something about judgment in there. And it says that, you know, only God could judge you. And so, you know, you shouldn't judge people. All right? You end up having judgment. I don't have judgment. Yeah. You all in the same boat. Actually, no. Everybody wasn't on Noah's Ark. Everybody wasn't on the Mayflower. Everyone wasn't, you know, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Make sure you do it yourself. Okay? You all in the same boat. I'm not even gonna hide you or put you in timeout. That's what I'm not gonna do. Yeah. Make sure y'all read my make sure y'all read the bio. Make sure you read the bio on my page before you come in. Alright. I'm not a sorcerer, I'm not a witch, I'm not a warlock because I'm not a man. But yeah. I do preach the word. Yeah, I do preach the word. That's what I do. Be ready in the season and out of the season. I do preach the word, okay? I preach what I learn and what divine tells me to, okay? All right, bow to Sri Sai. May peace be with all of us. All right, thank you so much, Mother Mirror, Jama Kali, Jama Durga, bow to Sri Sai, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, God. Thank you. 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 All right, thank you. You all reach out to other realms. You're into false teaching. You should read the Bible Gita. You should read the Bible Gita. You should read something else. Because you know what, at the end of the day, so we talk about procrastinations and their agents, and I said that the cult be culting. So I'm not saying that this person is a part of a cult, right? I'm not saying that they're part of a cult or anything like that, but they do have the cult of procrastination on their spirit. Because at the end of the day, this is how the cult actually pulls in people. They try to keep them distracted or whatnot. This person is talking about, you know, Jesus, God, or whatever the case is, and they're trying to inform you. So that's kind of how the cult of procrastination creeps in. They want to try to inform you. So if I go back to what I was saying about about the spirit of procrastination is, right? when I go back to the spirit of procrastination, when I'm saying that it is a energetic pull, right? This is how it pops up. It doesn't just pop up as like, this is not negativity. This is more like, this is not negativity. Like what that person is talking about, that's not negativity. That is more like them trying to teach over the teacher, okay? So it becomes like a energetic distraction in the class. It's almost as if like I didn't come to your page, you came to my page to try to teach over me. You get what I'm saying? But that's not what we're teaching over here. We're not teaching the Bible over here. I don't know enough about the Bible to teach in the Bible. When someone says a scripture to me, I go and look it up. But I actually have other students that are really, they Bible beaters, okay? My mother is a Bible beater, or whatever the case is, right? So, then you have people, so there are three things that procrastination does. It all involves lust, greed, and anger. Lust, greed, and anger. If I was to get mad and get upset, then I would be procrastinating. If I was to focus on lust, I would be procrastinating. If I was to be focusing on greed, I would be procrastinating on my spiritual journey, right? So these three things are the gates of hell, all right? And so when you allow your mind to get distracted, your energy, your heart, your soul, when you allow yourself to get distracted, then you take yourself down the road of hell, okay? Trying to get other people to believe something that you believe, trying to get people to stop what they're doing, trying to get people upset, trying to, harvest off of people, that's greed. And then trying to lust after people, that is, that's lust as well too. I'm saying that's love, but that's all the spirit of procrastination really is. Okay, clear? So I love it. Coffee. And so what we are doing, right? What we have next plan is we are going to do the Mahavidya lesson, right? We're going to do the Mahavidya lesson, and I'll make sure I put a timestamp on this. 47:47. Alright. So I want to make sure that don't come on here trying to spell me. Please don't come on here trying to spell me. You absolutely got hidden off of the channel. Okay? Anyone that uses that type of languages get hidden off of the channel. Okay? You too. I don't play around with tarot cards. I am the tarot card. I created the tarot cards. I don't play around with tarot cards. I don't use them for fun. Okay? I use them for clearing up any mismessages. Okay? We don't play with tarot cards over here. So I'm not even gonna hide you. I'm just going to delete you. I ain't gonna delete that comment because I am very honest. Like, I don't know enough about the Bible. That's not my book of law. It is people's book of law. It is a book of law, but it's another country for me. It's another country for me. I'm not talking about it being the United States, but everybody has their own spiritual laws that they abide by. And the Bible is a collective of stories. And I just haven't read everybody's stories, you know. And even within the Bible, those people have their, you know, you have what, Joshua, you have Abraham. Look, is it Abraham? I don't even think it's Abraham. Wait. Timothy, Paul, who else is in here? Oh yeah, it is Abraham. Look, I'm talking about Abraham. Yeah. Joshua, Luke, Matthew, Mark, Mike. Oh, that ain't Mike. I'm tripping. John, Mark, Matthew, Ezekiel, Solomon. A name I can't pronounce. Joshua, the Kings. Leviticus, Isaiah. Aaron. Moses. Did I say Moses? I said Moses. A lot of this is about Moses too. Okay. So these are a collective of like stories. And I just haven't read the stories. So I don't preach and teach on the stories. I also don't, you know, anytime someone tells me that this is what the story said, I always go and look at what the story said. So the guy came on here, he said what he said. He used the word mediumship. And I'm actually, one thing that I do, okay, one thing that everybody do's, right? Every time I say that like that, I always say that, okay? I don't feel nothing about them. I don't know them. So, every time someone says something about the Bible, I do go and do my research, all right? I don't go and do homework because it'll take me down a rabbit hole and it might procrastinate me on what it is that I am supposed to be doing. At the very beginning of the year, you know, the Divine Mother said that to focus on her. To focus on her. Can you focus on me? Huh? So, I am a Shakti. Baby, look, I'm a Shaktiism, okay? That's what I practice is Shaktiism, Shivaism, okay? That's where I go towards, all right? If I have a practice, you know, Hinduism is a broad range, but I actually have a practice within Hinduism, not one that I made up or anything like that, but I have my practice within that. That's my religion, you know? That's my religion. I go to church on Sunday, even if it's not Sunday. I go to church on Saturday, right? And I do what I need to do. That's not anything that I really talk about on here for real, okay? So, yeah, you know? So just stay in your own lane. The biggest thing that you can do is try to, you know, distract somebody from their lane, because all lanes lead to God. As long as you remember the name of God, you're going to get to God. And so that's something that has been planted in my mind. And even knowing things, having a gift of insight, and being able to, I don't want to necessarily say predict the future, because I don't predict the future. I tell people about timelines, and I help clear up the present and the past so that we can get to the future. Okay? I actually have a job. Okay? I have multiple jobs. I have two nonprofits. All right, where I give back to the community for people that do not have jobs, felons that have, you know, reformed, want to still build with their family. I don't care if you're black, white, orange, green, or yellow. As long as you are a United States citizen, I am able to help and assist you with getting a job. I have provided multiple jobs for people, okay? On top of that, we build community over here, okay? So, anywho, So let's talk about the Mahavis, y'all. So this is all a part of the spirit of procrastination. So I always tell spirit, I'll be like, I do not need to be tested, you know. Well, I used to tell spirit, like, I do not want to be tested like that, you know. Like, and then when you tell spirit that you don't want to be tested a certain type of way, guess what? The results stop coming. They stop coming because you have to do the work. You have to do the work, okay? This is not easy out here. It's not easy out here to remain focused when there's so many people in energetic pools trying to distract you and keep you off of your path, okay? So we are going to be entering into gate 1 tomorrow. I'm actually getting ready to post the Google form, right? And what we're going to do is we are going to do past life regression readings, all right? This will be gate 1. This is the karmic past with the Mahavi forces of Kaliman, Dhumavati, Chinnamasta, and Tara, okay? The energy is indies, release and liberation, all right? Release the karma that still follows you. These Mahavis deal with indies, grief, karmic residue, and severing old identities, okay? So Kaliman is the final cut. She ends past life cords. She destroys expired contracts, liberation from karmic cycles. Dhumavati is the unfinished grief, past life loss, abandonments, widowhood, and energy. Soul exhaustion, loneliness carried across lifetimes. Chinnamasta is the identity, severance, cutting attachments to old roles, releasing sacrifice patterns, ending I must suffer karma. Okay, she ends that I must suffer. I am suffering for a reason type of karma, okay? Now, Tara is the soul rescuer, y'all. She is the one that, you know, rescues Shiva from the poison. Tara is actually the one that, when Shiva drank the poison from the earth, to save humanity, she is the one that breastfed him back to health, right? And so Tara, her picture is not up here because it is on my altar. I can pull it in my phone. Tara is usually depicted as, let me go to my favorites because I know she's under my favorites. Tara is usually seen like this. Okay. She is usually seen, that's actually she's usually seen with like her breast present, right? Because she does represent the breastfeeding mother. Okay. She is the one that restores the nutrients back into your body after you have drank poison, after you have experienced some type of poisonous, all right, whether it's in your mind, body, or soul. She is the breastfeeding mother. So she is the sacred rescuer, all right? And so she heals trauma memories, guiding the soul safely out of past life fear, all right? So what we are going to focus on in these past life regression readings is identity, the soul repeating certain wounds that have come up, right? Certain repeating soul wounds that have come up. And I'm going to show you guys how they have been coming up. We are going to reveal the soul's natural memory, like the hobbies, their gifts, and anything that has been afflicting, is that the word? The soul, we are going to bring those out and bring them up. All right. So we want to make sure that we kind of focus on what area is most triggering. What area is most triggering? In the Google form, tomorrow when we go live, I'm going to post the Google form on my community tab, right? I want y'all to fill it out. When I go live tomorrow, I will not be sharing your answers. But in order to get a accurate reading, past life regression reading, there is a question on there. If you ever had a past life regression reading, I don't need to know the details of it, but it makes sense to know if someone had a past life regression reading, right? I don't judge people if they had one. I've had a past life regression reading. I've actually had multiple past life regression readings, and I've also had them done on my, like, I done them myself, okay? Past life regression readings, sometimes it involves tapping into the Akashic record. So if you ever had an Akashic record reading, you might have also tapped into some past life energy as well. I don't need to know the details. I will not be tapping into people's Akashic records. I am strictly using my abilities to channel back into the past life, okay? So because this is a energetic travel, essentially, all right, I do need people to make sure that they fill out the Google form. I'm going to close the Google form up midway through the conversation, like tomorrow, midway through the conversation. So this will be a live that is taking place at, I haven't got the time down yet, but I'm thinking about doing it in the afternoon. Maybe I might do it in the morning time. It is a Wednesday, so I know that people are going to be at work or whatnot. So what I'm going to do, even if you are at work, I'm still going, if you fill out the Google form, it will be timestamped. The video will be timestamped. Your name is required. Your name is required. However, this is what I've come to know about spirit, right? This is what I've come to know about spirit. Is that energy. Energy is energy. Energy is energy. I'm very familiar with who's on my page and who's not on my page, right? Whether you come on here and you introduce yourself or you don't introduce yourself, I'm very, very familiar with who's here and who's not here, right? So when you put a name, that timestamp will have that name. All right, anything inappropriate, I'm not putting, okay? But when you put a name there, that timestamp of the video, that will be. The only reason why I do it like that is because I know that I am not the most nicest teacher, but I am very kind, okay? But I'm not the nicest teacher, and I do have some students that are mad at me at times, but they still show up for class, but they're mad at me, okay? But I'm not about comforting anybody. I'm about healing. You have to do the work, okay? You have to do the work. And so if you show up and you decide that you want to, you get a gold star just for showing up, okay? Just for showing up. I got you. Gold star. There you go. So here go your gold star right here. All right? That's the Sri Yantra. Okay, there you go. There go your gold star. I love it. I love it. Okay. So if you fill out the Google form, then you will have your reading. Now, this is a energetic pull, not just on my energy, but also on your energy as well too. Some of the questions may be triggering. I suggest that, you know, when you're filling it out, when you're thinking about these questions, when you are, you know, be honest, be honest. I'm going to go through the form real quick. No. I'm going to go through the form real quick and read the questions. All right, I'm going to go through the form real quick and read the questions. So 64 or 48. I'm going to put hashtags in this video so that y'all can get to it. I'm going to go read the questions that are on the form. This is the past life. Now, next Wednesday, we have the current life readings. And then the Wednesday after that, we have the future life readings. Now, I do want to let y'all know that these are, the focus is doing a soul healing with the Mahavis. The Mahavis are 10 great goddesses that have, they have a way of helping us clear center and bring in what is necessary for the soul to heal. All right, for the soul to be abundant, for the soul to be prosperous, so the soul to be at peace. Okay, so they have their ways. Okay, and they are here to assist us in our spiritual journey. So I do want to go through the questions. I'm not going to answer them. I'm not going to give any details, but I can't answer them. I can't answer them for y'all. But these questions there are certain questions that are required on the Google form. And so just make sure that you are being honest, because if you are not being honest, all right, if you are not being honest, just select other, and then don't put anything there. If on the ones that's required, select other. Not if you're being dishonest, but like if you don't know something, okay? So the questions, all right? So the basic information, the name is required, right? The name is required. Email, all right? You can share your email. The reason why the email is required is because you get a copy of the Google form, all right? Time zone, all right? And then, have you ever had a past life regression reading? Now, first question is, what emotional patterns keep repeating in your life? All right, abandonment, betrayal, being misunderstood, feeling unseen or unrecognized, the fear of success, the fear of being seen, financial instability, relationship instability, power, control, issues, loss or grief, or other. All right, you can check all that applies there. Number 2, what situation or type of experience feels like it keeps happening to you over and over? Open response. All right, this is where past life things show up clearly right there. All right, situations and types of experience that feel like they keep happening to you. All right. 3, is there a memory, feeling, or life event that still feels emotionally unfinished, unresolved? All right, so this is often the karmic doorway. All right, this is often a karmic doorway. Number 4, when this pattern shows up, what emotion is strongest? Fear, anger, shame, guilt, grief, powerlessness, anxiety, or is there some other emotion? Okay. Number 5. Which time period or culture do you feel strangely connected to? Ancient Egypt, India, Vedic cultures, medieval, indigenous, tribal life, monastic or the spiritual life, warrior or military life, royal or leadership roles, or you're not sure, okay? Or is there some other culture or period that you feel strangely connected to? All right. It's so funny that I had someone tell me that they felt very close to like the dinosaur time before, okay, doing a past life reading. And the crazy thing is like, they was like, I feel as if like, and I can't think of the name of this dinosaur or whatnot right now, because once I do the reading, everything basically goes out the door. And they were telling me like they felt as if like they were flying all the time. Like they were flying, but they didn't eat a lot. They was like, I still feel as if like I could see the other dinosaurs. Like I was a dinosaur, but maybe I was a bird, right? And so I like birds. I am close to dinosaurs. Okay. So I had someone tell me that, and I'm just like, okay, well, I definitely ain't put that there, but that was something that came up in the past life, regression reading. It wasn't a big thing, but it was a thing. It was like, it's strangely like I feel old, like I've been here for a long time. Um, so what hobbies, interests, or skills come naturally to you without training? Check all that applies. Healing, energy work, teaching or guiding, writing, storytelling, music, singing, instruments, arts, design, crafting, cooking, herbalism, spiritual studies or the occult, working with nature, animals, leadership, and organizations. All right. Or is there some other hobby, interests, or skills that come naturally to you? Okay. Funny is that one of my kids is, one of their hobbies is playing basketball, right? And it's almost as if it naturally came to him. But he was like, I also have a calling towards football. And I'm like, okay, well, do whatever you want to do. But when I did like his past life thing, he actually was an athlete. He was an athlete. It wasn't the athlete that he thought he was, but he was an athlete in one of his past lives, in one of his recent past lives. And he was an athlete that, okay, so he was I'll tell you guys, he was a figure skater that had gotten into a car accident. He had got into a car accident, and he didn't necessarily, like, pass in a car accident, but he was not able to figure skate. So his dreams was cut short in that life. But he did have another life where he was successful doing something else, but not ice skating. Okay, not ice skating. But he does have a athletic goal and dream. And so we're cutting those knots because he does have a fear of certain things. Not a fear. That's not what I want to say he does have this thing. So we're cutting that out. We're cutting that out. It's not a fear, because my baby don't fear shit. He is very fearless. Kids don't fear shit unless you make them fear something, okay? So, have you ever had a reoccurring dream about a place or a time, unexplained fears, water, fire, crowds, or authority, etc.? So this right here, have you ever had? So this was something that came up. It was like, and you know what's crazy? My mother has a daughter that does not drive. Like, she instantly got triggered from a car accident she had, and she does not drive. And so that actually has something to do with her past life as well too, right? So strong reaction to certain locations or historical themes. So these is just like how things come up. So now we're also going to be doing a ritual, right? So you do need a black candle. Y'all, you do need a black candle. I will put that in the community tab. You do need a black candle. The black candle could be any size, but it does need to be an all black candle. It could be a tea light candle. It could be a birthday candle. It could be a 7-day candle. 7-day candle will be great. Just make sure it could be a chime candle. So it could be this size, or whatever, okay? So y'all just be telling on yourselves. Oh, y'all just be telling on yourselves. So, no. So you just need a black candle of some sort, right? So it says, which of these feel most true right now? I feel energetically tied to a past relationship or a person. I feel stuck repeating a old pattern, old life pattern. I feel blocked and don't know why. I feel ready to release something heavy. I'm stepping into a new version of myself. Okay. These right here, that you will select one. All right. You will select one. I'm making that so you have to select one. If you could release one emotional weight from your soul, what would it be? This will be an open response. It is necessary. It is required. I mean, All right. Now, are you the very last question is, well, not the very last question, but a question that I'm going to ask is, are you willing to participate in a collective release ritual during class? So you can say yes, you can say no, but this will put you in the ritual. Okay, this will put you in a ritual. Whatever name you put on your form is going to be on the petition. Okay, it's going to be on the petition. This will be a collective release ritual. All right. Now, then the last question is, please write one word that represents what you are ready to release. Whatever you put on the paper right there, you will constantly hear this throughout the live. You will hear this throughout the live, okay? You will hear this throughout the live. These karmic themes focus on betrayal, abandonment, past life roles, as a healer, a priestess, a warrior, as someone that was in the military or the army, trauma. The active chords is about relationship and identity patterns. Okay, the collective energy, this is what we will be focused on. In the collective energy for the ritual, you will start seeing patterns like healer, leader, silence, women, abandoned, power taken or misused. Those type of things will come up. A lot of things will come up or whatever. This is when the Mahavidya energy hits deep. Okay, this is when the Mahavidya energy hits deep. All right, we are going to be doing the ritual live at the end of the readings. So it will kind of be a long process depending on how many people fill out the Google form. I already have at least 3 participants that I know of. And like I said, I'm not going to say your questions out loud. I'm not going to say your questions out loud, but I will say your name. I will say that this is your reading. And you guys have the options to say, to participate as much as you want in the live session. This is a protective space. So everyone that is like kind of in the comments right now, I know for sure that my moderator will be there. I know for sure that my moderators will be on there because they do have, listen, they already participated. They already showed up, okay? So this particular session will cost you $12. It is going to cost you $12. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my Cash App. It's also going to be on the Google form. But a past life regression reading is not normally $12, y'all. It's $12.12. It's not normally $12. A past life regression reading with me is at least $100 and something $1,000. Okay, I'm just speaking. I'm just talking. But it's not that much. But it does cost. So because we are in a group session, energetically, to keep the karma clear, right? So that I don't take on your stuff, you don't take on my stuff, or you don't take on anybody else's. I do have to charge, okay? I do have to charge. This pulls a lot of energy. I also have to meditate, all right? So make sure that you are energetically ready. Have you some water, have your black candle, and I suggest you guys take, this will always be available on my page. If I do a collective reading or ritual, I never close the video up. So it will be timeless as long as I have my channel. It will be timeless. But you guys make sure that you get your Cash Apps in. I gotta go find my own Cash App first. Usually my moderator is here. All right. So I posted my Cash App. It is $12, guys, to participate in the past life regression reading. Now, if you do not want to, want your name on the form, you need to put an appropriate name. But I do suggest you guys use your real name. I use your real name or use your handle, so that way, you can get what you pay for. There is a past life regression ritual and reading that we are doing tomorrow. All right, that we're doing tomorrow. And again, even if you are not there live, you still can participate, and I'll still do your reading. Okay, it's not gonna make a difference once y'all read my bio. Once you show up energetically and you give me permission to read on you, I'll be able to do it. Okay, I'll be able to still send it to you. All you have to do is just wait till the live actually posts to the video, and you will see your name hashtagged. Okay. All right. All right. So and rich rising to any and everybody. Okay. Y'all, please forgive the people that is in the chat. I did mistakenly, not mistakenly, but on purposely piss off a lot of people. All right, I done pissed off a lot of people just by being me and showing up. And so they're upset, and they're going to be doing a lot of distraction work and spell work and shit, trying to keep us off of our thing and try to, mess up the algorithm and destroy. So let's go ahead and get a card for the day. All right, let's go ahead and get a Gita card for the day. All right, thank you so much, Divine. How does the Divine Mother want us to know or move? Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a Kali card. I'm going to pull a Kali Oracle card on our past life. Like, how does the Divine Mother want us to show up for our past life regression readings? Like, what does she want us to know about our past life regression sessions that are coming? Okay, I love that. Bhuvaneshwar. She's one of the Mahavidya as well too. I believe she's the fourth one. Okay, thank you so much, Divine. Alright, how does the Divine Mother... Thank you so much. Please shut them up. Alright, thank you so much. Alright, how does the Divine Mother want us to show up for our past life sessions? Healing through the Mahavidya. How does she want us to show up? How does she want the collective to show up? Ooh, Kali Yantra. Kali Yantra. Clean Kali Kaye Namaha. Clean Kali Kaye Namaha. Clean Kali Kaye Namaha. Clean Kali Kaye Namaha. 108 times. Number 12. 12th house is activated. All right. Something is hidden. It's coming to light. Your subconscious. Your inner fears. All right. Your sleeps, your dreams. Whatever is hidden. Enemies, obsessions, private life, secrets, self-sacrifice, karma. Kept secrets, unexpressed emotions, seclusion, retirement, witchcraft. All of that is coming to the light. All right. Kali Yantra is your inner power to invoke a positive shift in your circumstances. If anything required for success be lacking, the Divine Mother should provide it. Bridging the divine between you and the manifestation of your intentions. You are crossing a critical spiritual threshold. She is the true guardian and guide. Stay focused on what matters to your heart, and you shall remain faithfully connected to her protective presence within. Allow distractions to fall away and continue to commit to your soul's journey. The more beautiful experience of your life path awaits. A yantra is a sacred geometric representation of a particular reality of a divine being. Here it is a symbolic an actual entry point into the sacred realm, the inner world, the universe of Kali. And glazing at the yantra allow our minds to settle and to focus upon it. The soul can turn the subtle inner key that opens the gateway to merging with the divine. It is a visual trigger that opens the inner doors of higher perception and mystical reconnecting to our divine nature. Contemplating a yantra is a method for mystical meditation and the meditation that brings the heart into unity with the higher consciousness of Kali within. As we activate the yantra within our beings and connect with the divine energy, it offers the enlightened body of the deity constitutionally it itself through us, installing it through us. The clearer we are within ourselves, the more connected we become with the deity, and the stronger the multi-level, multi-directional medallion of the grace shines forth through us for the spiritual benefit of all beings. In the reading, this signifies that Kali is already working with us. The yantra in particular is a signifier of downward flow of grace. It is oriented to the material world and all matters related. It is the cosmic trip switch for spiritual energy to be attracted towards the earth. I love this. I just was talking about the earth in itself is having a shift where we all are not on the same timeline, even though we all exist on earth at the same quote unquote time. Kali is time though, right? But we all are experiencing an upgrade differently or a downgrade differently, or either a remain at a level. So it's almost as if, like, I don't know, there's a shift that is being attracted towards the earth. It unveils the divine luminosity beneath the appearances and needed to heal, transform material reality to align with the higher divine will. I love that. The yantra of Kali is what's this word? The yantra of Kali is reconstructive. The healing that can emerge through its unrestricted, because she is the spacious vastness in the primordial being. She is the birth of all phenomenal and the premetral of all phenomena, and can transform in all accordance to her divine will. In a reading, this indicates a transformation of a physical concern as it aligns with the spiritual will of the universe, okay? So, again, this is about the past life, okay? This is about past life and healing, and how, and Kali is actually the Mahavidya that is going to, she is actually the Mahavidya that is going to be the one to assist us in this past life, okay? In this past life regression. The downward facing triangle, which is right here, right? The downward facing triangle, transformative in a center of the yantra, symbolizes the regenerative power of the divine feminine. You only have to look at how our Mother Earth recovers after a fire, a flood, a famine, to recognize the wisdom powers of the divine feminine to renew, restore. Even after tremendous destruction, the color red is the blood red of life force. Kali, preferred fuel for destruction and rebirth. Gray represents, so they're talking about the colors, right? Gray represents the luminal realms, neither the black of the night or the brightness of the day, but the place in between. Many cultures recognize this as the medium realm, a place where magic is most potent. Although Kali is associated with the waning moon cycles, the darkest night, which is the new moon, she is also the medium goddess, a soul doula, a death mother. Soul doula, I just talked about this with someone. Okay. Safely guiding us through transitions and threshold of our inner and outer lives. In a reading, this indicates that there is a power in feeling as though you are no longer belong to the past and neither are you anchored fully in a new way. Kali would manifest her will in the space unknowingly, molding and guiding you from within so that your path will be fulfilling to your heart. All right. The subtle channels of energy unlocked through intention, engagement with her yantra are further empowered through the placement of hands in particular posture, which is the mudra, right? So it's like this. This is her mudra, okay? Actually, the pinkies are tucked. This is her mudra. Okay. So Kali's mudra is created by interlocking your fingers and placing the left thumb over the right with the index fingers together, extending to the upward pointing position. The energy channels of the body are more readily pre-meditated with Kali's essence of fearlessness and strength through assuming this posture. The strong direct nature of the mudra with the left thumb on top generates clarity of action from the feminine wisdom and receptivity rather than the masculine logic and will to direct. Let your instincts rather than your logic lead you towards and forward at this time. All right. And connecting with the yantra amplified by the mudra, we are powerfully invoking Kali. On a human level, it empowers us to use physical, emotional, and psychological obstacles and pain to broker our transformation. As you become increasingly attuned to the feeling and sensations of Kali's presence, you will be able to sense her power cruising through your southern body as you assume the mudra and view the yantra with consciousness intent to connect with her. Okay. So if you definitely have been feeling weak, vulnerable, or you remember that you have to remember that you're a powerful being. And the thing is that our past lives, the reason why we are doing this past life regression reading is because there are energetic cords that want to keep us in a certain aspect. So we definitely are incorporating the Mahavids, especially with Kali. She's ready to help and assist us, ready to assist all of us with kind of just like moving forward. Okay, moving forward. And we feel that pull as well too, but we don't feel necessarily like we're anchored in the future. Okay, we don't feel like we're anchored in the present because we keep having things that trip us back, that trigger us from the past. So we're going to go beyond just doing a cord cutting. Okay, we're going beyond just doing a cord cutting. Essentially, what we're doing is we are going to use that energy and we're going to untie the knot. So where there's a knot and you can't necessarily like cut the cord, because imagine this being the connection from, your present to your past, right? And you don't want to get rid of this cord, but there's a knot, all right? There's multiple knots. There's fear, there's grief, there's, misaligned compassion or, volunteer, whatever the case is, right? There's also anger, You know, let's put anger in here as well too. We'll put sadness. We'll put, you know, and I'm about to give y'all another one, right? That keeps coming up. There's an abortion. There's an abortion that took place in a past life and in the past, that it constantly keeps someone stuck, right? That keeps them disconnected from being a mother or being a healer or, you know, showing up or whatnot in their true authentic way. There's also, like, you know, something else. So I don't want to get rid of this cord. I want to use this cord to charge up my current life, you know, my current life, so that I can move into my very abundant future and I can be very prosperous in the current life. So instead of like cutting this cord, what we're going to do is we are going to use the Mahavids, okay? We're going to use the Mahavids. Look, and I just got an affirmation that said, we got you. I love that. We're going to use each one of the Mahavids, not each one, but we're going to use 4. We're going to use Kali to end past life cords, destroy, expire contracts, okay, and liberate us from karmic cycles. We're going to use Dhumavati. We're going to ask Dhumavati to assist us in unfinished grief, okay? We talked about the abortions or the miscarriages or, you know, not being able to have children in a past life, okay? We are going to, and the loneliness as well too. We're going to use Chinnamasta to identify what old roles that keep us stuck. All right, just because you were a high priestess in the past life, we need to see, you know, did you abandon your job? You know, did you say, I no longer want to be a monk? I no longer want to, you know, I took a vow of poverty in one of my lives. And in this particular life, I by taking that vow of poverty in this life, I just give away stuff. I just give away stuff. All right. It wasn't because I owe anybody, but I just give away stuff. Like, they'll be like, I don't need this, you know? And but then I'll be like, wait, I need that in this life, that I can't take a vow of poverty in this life because I have children, I have a husband, you know, and I can't be doing that. Okay. People were gamblers in past lives, okay? So we're going to use Chinnamasta, and we are going to see, you know, we're going to release those patterns where we sacrifice certain things. Or you're saying that I need to suffer, okay? And then we're going to ask Matara, the soul rescuer, to help us with our trauma, with our memories, you know, and guide us safely out of past life fears, okay? The fear of being successful, the fear of being, you know, rejected, the fear of being not accepted, rejected, not accepted, not, you know, welcoming or whatever. And then we're going to be able to use our extension cord. Okay, we're going to be able to properly use our extension cord. 713, angel number up there, right? So again, this is how, you know, I asked, what do we need to know about our past life? And Kali Yantra came in. So until this reading tomorrow, you guys, please make sure y'all check out the community tab or either the description on this video. It will be there once I put it there. But y'all make sure y'all fill out the Google form if you want to participate. If you don't, it's fine. You know, you can come check it out. Maybe we might do this again in the future. But yeah. All right. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. I will talk to y'all later. That is it. Okay. So I just want to thank Ma Kali for showing up. Oh, let me give y'all the Kali Yantra. Y'all, hold on a second. Okay, let me give y'all the Cali yantra. I had to text my boss real quick. Like, no. I will be there in a minute. So, clean Kali Kaye Namaha is to bring relief from complex and seemingly impossible situations. Okay, so I will put it in the chat. All right, it's in the chat. Clean Kali Kaye Namaha. All right. You can say that throughout your day up until we do the past life regression readings. But y'all, okay, and then again, her mudra is right, left. This is her mudra. I like to tuck in my pinkies, okay? I like to tuck in my pinkies. This is her mudra, okay? 514, look, my baby's birthday up there. So this is her. And remember, your left thumb is over, is it the right thumb over the left, or is it the left thumb? The left thumb over the right, okay. Yeah, I already knew that, but you know, I had to check. So this is her mudra, okay? And this particular mudra actually makes you very hot, y'all. It makes you very hot. This is Shiva's mudra. It's like this. It's like this. And so if you have like low blood or anything like that, you can do this, and it'll start producing heat in your body. Okay, but don't do it too much, because it brings energy up. It brings energy up. I'm saying don't do it too much, you know, but be careful doing it. No fear, but be careful doing it, okay? Because it does put a lot of heat in your body. You might start sweating up under your arms and you don't got your deodorant with you, okay? So again, I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Y'all have a wonderful day on purpose, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.